Richard Branson, Oprah Winfrey, Mark Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates all rave about how mentors have changed their life. The question is, what is a mentor? And do you need one? And if you want one, how the heck do you find one? Well, I've got good news. We're going to answer all of those questions right after this. Hey, welcome back to the channel. If you've never been here before, my name's KG. This is a channel all about growing leaders. Whether you're growing personally or professionally, this is the place for you. And now let's talk about the topic of the day, mentors. First of all, the big question is, what is a mentor? My general definition of a mentor is someone with experience that can help you learn. Simple as that. They're usually someone who has experience in an area that you're interested in, and that's why you would seek a mentor. So let's answer the question of should you have a mentor? The overwhelming, resounding answer is yes, you should have a mentor.
Whether you're just starting out or a seasoned professional, everyone needs help. Sometimes it's to clear a roadblock that you have in your own thinking or understanding, or some wise words that would help you accelerate your career. In any case, a mentor can help.
All right, first things first. Let's talk about some of the basics of mentoring and what you would do with a mentor. A mentor would be great for you to have on your path to getting something done better. Because what a mentor really can help you with is help you unblock things where you're not sure exactly what to do next. And if you have someone who can provide some specific advice, it gives you a way forward. Now, the big thing about a mentor is they're not you. They're never going to be able to replace your thinking and how you would react to something. But just having someone who's got some bit of experience, who can provide some guidance and give you another point of view is a great weapon to have in your bag of tricks. So yes, I would recommend getting a mentor if you can find one. Now, about finding a mentor, there's lots of different mentor types that you can work with. So as we go through finding the mentors, you will see how you can work with different mentors on different levels. Now, do you need a mentor in your everyday life? Maybe not. Some people swear by it and they may have a mentor who is more of a coach than anything. I'm going to talk in another video about mentoring, sponsoring, or coaching because there is a difference. So you'll see a link somewhere around here to the other video, but I will talk about that in another video. So we've talked about should you get a mentor? The answer is yes. And what is a mentor? We know now that a mentor is someone who can provide that counsel and guidance to you. Now let's talk about how do you find one? So as you look for the mentor, make sure that you're doing a couple of things. You want to be businesslike in your approach. Make sure that you have all of your questions outlined for someone and make sure that they are really specific. You should treat finding a mentor just like you would any other business transaction. You want to be meticulous and thorough with your research and making sure that you, first of all, know what you are looking for out of a mentor.
You should understand if it's personal growth you're looking for or career advancement. You need to understand what your goals are and what you're specifically trying to achieve by engaging a mentor. A good thing to ask is, who's doing my dream job? Maybe that's the mentor I should look for. But make sure your mentor is someone who's done the things that you're looking to do and shares your values. But before you engage a mentor, make sure you come prepared and know what your challenges are, what situation you're trying to solve, and what advice you specifically need.
So first, look local. I'm talking about the people who are closest to you. If you think about some of the mentor relationships that have been really successful, like Jeff Bezos, he used his father as a mentor because his father was a very successful businessman. And that was one of the things that he did to make sure that he was doing the right thing along the way. So you can find people who are much closer to you than you think. If you're like me and you don't have anybody in your life who's doing the things that you're looking to do in your life, then you need to look around a little bit further. So another way to look local is to try to look at a local business that is doing the same thing that you want to do or something really similar. So I'll give you an example of my wife. When she was starting her bakery and cafe, she looked at local businesses that she admired, places that she had visited over and over again, and she started to form a relationship with one of the owners. And that's where she was able to establish a mentor relationship when she started her own business. So something like that can happen for you if you know where to look. Another way to look local is peer-to-peer mentoring. Quite often we think of a mentor as being someone much more experienced than us, but at times it can be just someone who has a little bit more experience or just different experiences from us. So it may be people who are on the same skill level that we are, and or they just may have different experiences than ours. So you can use that relationship as a mentor, a peer-to-peer mentor. Maybe you'll provide some advice to them and they'll provide advice to you. Another place to look is the place that you're working. You can quite often just ask someone for a coffee, and it's nice and casual, and then you can get advice from them. I'd love to take you for a coffee and pick your brain. Perfect way to approach someone. They'll usually say yes. They'll usually be flattered that you're approaching them, and hopefully they'll give you the information you're looking for. If there is a connection there and you see that you can get valuable advice, you ask them for another coffee later, or see if you can continue that. And that's usually the best approach when you're trying to get to someone at work. Another way to look local is industry events or networking events that you may have near you. So when I was looking for a mentor for myself, with the technology field that I'm in, I would always go to different industry events that I heard of, and mostly free, because at the time I couldn't afford to go into the expensive ones, but things similar to meetups. And I would make sure that I would socialize and try to ask questions and be really observant. I look for people who are obviously more experienced and had something to offer. Those people I would try to approach and just ask a simple question. And sometimes that sparked a conversation. We continued that conversation and they became a mentor relationship. Other times I asked the question, really didn't get a vibe from that answer, so I didn't bother trying to pursue that person and go further. That's the way it is with mentoring. You're not going to go up to someone and randomly ask them, can you be my mentor? What you're trying to do is establish a relationship. So you're looking for someone who you can connect with in some way, so that as you have conversations, they will get to know you better and you'll get to know them better. Because like anyone, they'll give you much better advice if they know something about you, if they understand where you are in life and where you're trying to go. And that's how you really form a better mentor-mentee relationship over time.
Remember, many successful people may have you and many other people who want their time and their advice. So since you may not be able to have them to yourselves, you may have to be creative with your mentoring technique. Try simply observing what they do well, or going to their lectures, or following their social media. All of these are creative, passive ways that you can connect with a mentor.
Another way to look for mentors in your area is to be a little bit stealth. Quite often we forget that sometimes by just observing people, we're getting lots of information from them. We're soaking up information. And if you're as curious as you should be, you can get lots and glean lots from just listening. Quite often what I would do is find people who I admire, and if they were having events nearby or even things on television, I would make sure that I'm listening intently and taking notes and soaking up as much of their advice as I possibly could, right? It's not actually having someone who you have a direct relationship with, but it's making sure that you're using your listening skills, your curiosity to soak up information. Even channels like this can be a mentor relationship. We can get lots of advice that sometimes can spark the next change in us. You can also look at learning platforms like Udemy and Skillshare. They're great platforms for just diving in and getting lots of information from people who've done it before.
Sometimes it's direct and personal. Other times it's more observational and passive. Either way, what we want to get out of a mentor is the same. We want to learn and grow and connect with someone who can help us think differently. That's what a mentor is all about.
You want to have many bits of advice and many mentors in your life. And some of them will be direct and relational, and some of them will be a little bit more passive. And that's okay, because that's really how you get the well-rounded information that you need. And that's what being mentored is all about. So that's it. Everything you need to know about mentoring. You know what a mentor is, you know that you need one, and you know how to find one. If you found this information valuable and you like anything about the channel, please like and subscribe and tell all your friends and share. That's all for today. We'll see you on the next video.